good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the hell it is. Welcome to another WayneCast. Been a busy old week for me. Day before yesterday, the hard copy DVDs for, the Mudbox DVD Wave 1 were released. We promptly noticed yesterday there was a mistake on the cover. So the covers are having to be printed again. I should be getting those tomorrow. Now I'll just put them straight out. I won't be making as big a deal of the hard copy release because it is basically the same thing, In fact, it's not basically, it is exactly the same as you get for the download. Same quality, same everything. Only it's got a nice cover and it's, hard copy and stuff. So, those of you who are holding out for the hard copy, great, it'll be out in a couple of days. Hopefully I don't get the usual shitstorm I get every time I release something, but we'll see. Also, my copies of Softimage 7.5, which of course now is an Autodesk application, and Max 2010 arrived as well. So it's all legal, I know it's quite rare in the 3D industry, but I've got I've got a load of these bloody DVDs, and it actually occurred to me the other day. It's a shame because you can't legally resell them. Okay, it would be interesting if there was a way that you could hand them back to Autodesk, right, and then they could either sell them much cheaper, say if it was a 2009 or 2008 version, and people who haven't got much could maybe get it at a quarter of the price, right? I don't know. I know they've got that thing where you can help people, and if you're out of work, but it's basically just in America at the moment. I know they are expanding it to Europe and Africa and places like that in Asia, but it's not the same. Not the same as what I'm on about. But it's really up to them. It's a totally different side to what I normally deal with Autodesk. I've got just today's. I've had a lot of activity today, so it's Tuesday today. So if people were wondering why on that particular day I was completely absent for the entire day, that's the reason why. Because I had two inquiries about on-site teaching. One is back over in Holland again. I went down so bloody well. They want to bring me back, not as part of an event, but basically just to do some on-site training for 2 days. It's 2 days at the moment. They may well expand that because there's a lot of interest, and they're limiting the places to like about 5 or 7 clients that they deal with, games companies and art and design places and stuff like that. It's high-end stuff. There's also something else. I can't talk about what the other one's for because sometimes these things fall through. I know the first one won't, but the second one, it's not cut and dried yet. So there's been a lot of stuff going on. I've also got about a week or two before I start recording the masterclass, the Mudbox masterclass for Autodesk. And that's the one that would have been the SIGGRAPH one, but now isn't. But it's all online and stuff, and they're spreading them throughout the year and stuff. I don't know the details of how it's going on. I know they'll be up on the area. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know, if it's free, if it's paid, or what. I've got no idea. So you'll have to wait and see. Same as the rest of us. But yeah, I think it was actually Zach said today on Twitter to me. He's Douglas Adams once said. He says he loves the sound of deadlines as they go whooshing by, and it does happen a lot. There's only so many miracles you can perform. Now I've had about 2 or 3 weeks off from any heavy 3D work, basically just occasional sculpt for me, very occasional, because I've got through one of those stages I have in the year where I have a break for about a month, and I just don't do any 3D. I'll read about it, and stuff like that. I'll read stuff online and do a bit of research, and I was looking through some Chinese sites last couple of days, because it was actually hilarious. If you try and use the Yahoo Beaglefish translated from Chinese to English on a Chinese site, I promise you'll be in fits of laughter inside of 10 minutes. However, the Google one works A1. Still doesn't translate everything, but it's enough, you know what I mean? And it's always good to see how other people work, alright? Because you'll always get, everybody is capable of at least one really good idea. Doesn't matter whether they're a brilliant sculptor or modeller. Everybody has one good idea, and I don't discount anybody's work. No, never. It's no reason to. I'm here to get as good as I can possibly get. I'm not here to stagnate. I'm not here to hit a glass ceiling, which should a glass ceiling occur, I may have to reevaluate things. But we all know there's to a certain degree it could be argued as the glass ceiling, but of course the guys the other side will argue that there isn't, that it's all talent based, which some of it is, but a lot of the time, if you have two guys, put it this way, and one lives within a few hundred miles and it's easy to relocate, or the other one lives in, you know, Iraq, Iran, you know, the Middle East, bloody China, Siberia, who are you going to go for? A lot of it is down to location. Talent also plays a big part, as does who you know. Who you know is a real big one, alright? But yeah, so it's, you know, I'll just try and play things as I do. That the Mudbox Requiem time lapse, that's been interesting because it's went down really well, especially with the traditional sculptors. Because I put it on a traditional sculpting forum, and I thought, well, look, these guys all have been sculpting in excess of 20 years in clay. If there's a major flaw in my process, these guys will spot it, you know, because they've been doing it long before there was digital art. And it went down really well. But the one thing I did notice is, see, there's a whispering campaign that went on for years that I was basically lying and saying that I was doing things much faster than I was. It's been said by a whole lot of people, and no doubt there's at least, you know, 50% of the people watching this that have thought it at one time or another. And that was one of the reasons why I did the session I did. They needed somebody to fill in. I did say to Duke that, you know, I was in charge. I says, look, and I explained the way things went on. He'd seen it online himself. I says, look, do you fancy, like, basically, you know, showing that I'm not bullshitting? I says, I'll warn you. I says, the people are going to need to take notes because it's going to fly by. I says, I'm not slowing down for anybody who wants to start, like. And he said, well, look, let's go for it. And went down really well. It has polarized opinion though. Some people that I've known for quite a while in 3D suddenly found it really offensive for it to be stuck in the face. And I know some people said, you know, maybe you're overhyping the pudding and all this. Look, you know, at the end of the day, I have to sell me and my abilities to the best of my ability, right? I'm a big believer. Some of you know I used to be an escape artist. So one of probably the two great self-publicists in the world, one was Harry Houdini, and the other one was P.T. Barnum. Now it's not all down to how much talent you've got; it's how well you can present things. And one thing I can do is present what I've got very well. I do that on purpose. Nobody says I'm not allowed a really good title. It's not my fault if somebody can't think of a good title. You know, like when it comes to titles of models, I'm shit. But for a video, I usually put the right music and the right model and make everything look nice. But people find that offensive. That's up to them. You know what I mean? I've said before, this is not about talent. 3D's never been about talent. You're basically about getting a model out at a certain time, unless you're doing it for your own benefit, in which case, yeah, it's as much art as anything else. But it's a production pipeline. It's no different to, you know, making beer mats for a living. I know sometimes a lot of guys think it's sort of they outrank somebody in a normal job. No, you don't outrank anybody. We're all created equal. Simple as that. I don't see myself as anything special. Never have done. Neither do I see any other 3D artist as anything special, or any artist. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. Well, you can sort of jump in the air, but you'll fall over more times than enough. See what I'm getting at? Hopefully. Let's see what time it is. Nearly tempted to put it into part 1. Now you can see I've also got Spider-Man as my guest tonight. That's Kane's Spider-Man toy that sort of goes round the house and appears in various places when he's finished with it. So yeah. So it's been a busy time. I do get a lot of shit lately. It does seem that the more high profile I am, the more shit I get. Well, that comes to the territory. I don't let it get to me too much. Yeah, sometimes it can hurt, but again, sometimes that is the actual point. That and one-upmanship, you know, plays a big part. It's all part of business. Simple as that. Now I'm going to see you all in part 2, and I'll cover some other stuff. So I'll see you then. It's very warm and it's roasting tonight, so I'll start sweating doing this. That's why. Right. See you in the next part. Bye bye.